Hey guys, this is Close Call and welcome to Henshin-a Retro. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite games, one of my first PC games I've ever played, called Descent. It's a futuristic first-person shooter where you are a ship and you gotta go kill some robots, maybe even save some lives at the same time. As you can tell, the game is from the 90s. I first played it on the PC. It was also available for the PlayStation 1, which I'll probably clip together some scenes from it since I have that as well. For being such an old game in the 90s, it did have multiplayer evidently, which I don't know if I could get that to still function. But yeah, it's a 360 degree game, kind of nausea inducing, so if you've got weak eyes or weak stomach, this probably isn't the game for you. But they're really fun to just, kind of explore the environment. It's got what kids nowadays would call the Minecraft graphics, kind of pixelated, but still branching out into the 360 degree kind of genre back in the day. Without looking like a bunch of claymation blocks. So let's go ahead and get started. I did try and flush out all of my nausea and nostalgia eye hurting by playing a couple of levels, but when you do get started, if you play through the levels and you do die, you can get a choice of starting between any level you start. We're going to go ahead and go all the way to the beginning for this walkthrough. As far as the difficulty levels are concerned, trainee is where we're going to head. If you feel like getting shot and blown up multiple times, you can try your hand at Rookie, Hotshot, Ace, or Insane. Strange thing is that Ace and Insane aren't available on PlayStation at the beginning. Maybe if you beat the game, it'll probably unlock. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do a walkthrough with that one as well. We're going to go ahead and keep it baby steps. Now, the whole idea of this game is that there's a corporation from Earth that has certain mining facilities, and something went wrong where you have to go and destroy these mining facilities. The name of the corporation is PTMC. So we're at the station here, Earth orbit. In the PlayStation 1 version, I think they have like a little video sequence of you sitting down with the representative and talking, but for now you just have to endure with my soft, soothing voiceovers. Green's gonna be the dude who we're talking to, and gray's gonna be what we're thinking. So let's get started. In the middle of a conversation, and apparently our defense robots did not function to specifications. Our Pluto mining stations are now in unknown hands. Our guy thinking, worthless bureaucrats. They'd replace us all with robots if given half the chance. Briefings are awful, air is too sterile for human lungs, endless electric blue schematics sting the eyes, and suit from post-Terran, whose droning voice would make Armageddon sound boring. They needed me. They had the equipment I needed. Why does this fool keep battling? We have an Israeli-made Pyro GX specially modified for the mission. Fine, let me go. Some fighter jocks worship their hardware, but I'm not the religious type. The idiot giving the lecture was practically drooling. The hardware was pretty impressive, though. AV-42 Avenger concussion missiles, a pair of AG-435 industrial argon cyanide lasers, illegally modified, just the way those hardware junkies like them. Do I really need to know the serial numbers? Well, you do if you're in the military. Keep accountability of your weapons. You will have multiple objectives on the mission. You mean contradictory objectives, don't you? Destroy all infected mines, keep the invading force from spreading further, but be sure to rescue any survivors, destroy as many robots as possible, and each one of these objectives is the most important. Why did they have to design this mission by committee? This can only be done by Material Defender in I want to say SITU. This can only be done by the Material Defender. The translation for bureaucraties, they're hosed, and I'm the only one who can cut their losses. That's the trouble with working for the largest bureaucracy in human history. Hail the glorious Post-Terran Minerals Corporation. Huzzah! Our remaining defense robotics have smuggled replacement parts and weapons into the mines. At present, the invader has not been alerted. We are confident that you will have the advantage of a surprise attack, at least until you enter the mines at that point. You should expect a heavy counteroffensive. I suppose I should be thankful for small mercies somehow. I had the feeling that I would have no advantages at all. So that kind of explains how, the weapon upgrades and bits and pieces of ammo get in there, which is, some games don't really, tell you, hey, by the way, we just happen to have this gun laying around here for you to pick up. It's nice that, some stories cover all their bases. The strategic weak spot of our mines is their fusion reactors. They're deep in each mine and completely automated. Normally, we'd be able to blow them from orbit, but all while police storage stations have been severed at the source. Knocking out the reactors will cause a system-wide meltdown within a matter of seconds. And when I say system-wide, I mean complete vaporization. Getting out before the mine blows should be the foremost on your mind. And foremost on the minds of any poor slobs I haven't rescued yet. Which I try to rescue as many people as I can, so... The information we have on the enemy is rather sketchy. PTMC intelligence comes through again. Big surprise there. The infected mines now appear to be manufacturing new robots for its needs. Most are based on designs of common mining mechs, but expect to see completely new ones as well. Whatever has invaded the mines appear to adapt rapidly. While none of the internal monitor systems are responsible, defense satellites have spotted a few of the modified mechs near the surface. Here is the latest information from TMC Intelligence. Alright, so these guys are kind of just the basic enemies here. You run into them, no big deal. Class run drone, standard PTMC automated scout robot. They don't really scout much, they kind of just sit there in line. Size 3 meters, armaments 2 or more pulse rock cutters, which are really just orange fireballs. Threat minimal. Standard utility robot, apparently modified for combat. Should pose little threat alone, but could be trouble in groups. Not really, because you kind of round them up and just shoot them all at once, and they really can't do anything. Class 2 drone, medium PTMC automated scout robot, size 4 meters. Armament 2 argon wielding lasers, which is actually kind of a jump from 1 to 2 here. The lasers he has are, I believe, level 3 lasers, and it's like the second enemy we find. But there's just the average threat, aggressive when cornered, relatively weak weapons, but fires rapidly. That they do. Medium lifter. These guys are horrifying. Modified PTMC maintenance robot, size 5 meters, armament, 2 diamond-plated swing arms, and yes, that is blood on those swing arms. Threat high, especially in groups. Normally used to burrow through porous rock, recon cameras have witnessed this robot shredding anything in sight, including the hostages. I don't know about in this game, but I'm pretty sure in the second one, if they do get their hands on hostages, I don't think there's like any kind of like blood or anything, but they do kind of just disappear out of existence. But I do try and wipe out any robots I find before I rescue the hostages. Small Hulk. These guys are jerks. Modified PTMC biting robot, size 5 meters. 2 heavy argon lasers. I do believe they're level 4 lasers. Threat medium, standard borer robot, tough and agile. Not really agile. They kind of just sit in one spot. Medium Hulk. These guys are like the big brothers of these other ones we just saw. PTMC mining robot, size 6 to 8 meters, armament 2 missile launchers. They fire concussion missiles at you, and those do hurt like a mofo. Threat high, heavily armored for explosive deployment deep in mines. Slow moving but very dangerous. About as much moving as their last guys. Spider processing bot, size 8 meters, armament 3 mass driver rifles, which are actually level 1 lasers, which do fire pretty rapidly. Threat high, that's debatable. These mechs were designed to pick up rubble for processing in their body cavities. We have no further info on these robots. I do. When you blow these guys up, they split into other little tinier bots that can still fire level 1 lasers. So I just keep firing every time I see these guys and wait for everything to blow up. This is the standard emergency exit for PTMC mines. It's hardwired to open in the event of reactor failure. Locating the exit hatches before destroying the reactors would be wise. That it would be. Don't ever blow up the reactor without knowing where the exit is, or knowing where the exit might be. We'll go over secret doors once we come across them here. Safely piloting a corpse shop waste barge is starting to sound really good right now. I guess that's like the futuristic equivalent of a garbage man or something. I don't know. Most of our information is sketchy at this point. We will continue to analyze the data you acquire and keep you updated as we can. Be aware that we witness advanced intelligence in many of these mechs. It's safe to assume they will continue to develop new weaponry and behaviors as you progress. But of course, you'll see the real evidence soon enough. I suppose if they were any more encouraging, they'd be shooting me right now. We are aware from your record in putting down the human's first mining strike that you can get typical dogs done. First he tries to scare me, then he flatters me. The least they can do is bring someone else in playing good cop. Who does he think I am? Just because I've killed people doesn't mean I'm stupid. Typical PTMZ stiff. I imagine what his face would look like with my fist buried in it. Much better. If you pull this off, PTMZ will pay you triple your usual compensation. Now I'm intrigued. PTMZ only throws money around when they're sincerely scared. And I can tell you at the end of this game, you don't really see a drop of that money that they promise you. I don't really know what happens with that, but we'll see at the end game here. You also earn high recognition indeed, but recognition doesn't improve the situation. You will purge the inner planets and swing outbound, heading for Pluto. You will be able to rearm at the orbital PTMC processing stations. Nothing about reinforcements. This is not good. I wonder who was sent before they got around to drawing my name out of the PTMC database. Someone who wasn't ready for the task? I doubt you're aware of this, but the military division performs advanced weaponry development in several of our mines. The Pyro GX has been modified to make use of any new technology you find. It's apparent you'll need everything you can get to eliminate this threat. So another thing they're kind of covering in the story is that all the stuff that they drop, these guns and ammo and such, I guess they're just saying, hey, you've been modified to be able to pick up anything that you find. So that's kind of, like I said, you don't really see that in a lot of games. Threat to your salary, you mean? The only reason PTMC hires people like me is to ensure its undaunted financial future. And we feel you should know that intelligence reports indicates the convergence point of the robot invasion force is Earth. My stomach turned again. You'd think they would bring up the most important part at the start of the briefing, of course. To PTMC, their minds are the important part. I keep forgetting that. That is all. Material Defender, prepare for descent. I guess that's who I am. I am Material Defender. I can't really get rid of that thing at the top. So, these are just some info that the computer just decides to tell you. Report to main hangar, 8:30, immediate ship prep and launch, proceed to lunar outpost for level 1 descent insertion, contact outpost has been lost for 2 days, intelligence case low infestation. Destruction of primary reactor core is imperative, be aware of hostile situations and proceed with caution. Prepare for descent. So we got this nice little frame here that kind of gets you in the mood for piloting a ship. In the middle you can kind of see what your ship looks like from the outside. You got your energy up top, which goes down with your blasters here. You can go above 100 on each of these, you just have to collect the proper drop. The thing that's pretty cool about this setup, you do have indicators here that show you certain keys that you can collect. You are able to cycle through your weapons and see what those look like, just for aesthetics. That lock on the left side there is kind of interesting. If you don't mind it, then you'll just hear a noise when you don't have this screen up. But it will say that certain enemies that have locking missiles, they will be able to keep track of you, and it's kind of like a radar. If you run away from the missile fast enough, you can tell because the lock will beep less and less. So let's kind of go through the motions here. You can kind of tell it's got really bad graphics, but being a kid back in the 90s, this was like forefront of 3D technology and maneuvering here. Now in the PlayStation version, there are other maneuvers in here that you can do, such as sliding or banking. These are located on the number pad on the PC version, but since I'm old and I have fat fingers, it's going to be a lot more difficult to use those. Back in the day, I was sliding around all over the place, getting behind the enemy, popping them from behind, but my old age is just something that doesn't happen anymore. So we'll just go ahead and use the forward, go, left, and right, which is still pretty good. Fire, secondaries. Alright. So let's get started here. This is the first level of the set. Right off the bat, you can tell that, you gotta go for a red key here. We got pass here. There's one of our little drones. Really dispatched. Now, I like to clear out sides, as it were. So, since I know what's down here, these guys now, usually I can tell when my score goes up. Score doesn't go up, they're not dead. Over here we have some hostages, and first second spot here. Right, be careful when blowing these up, because all that fire that comes off of there can hurt you. Hostages. I think I fired missiles at them before and accidentally killed them, but I'm not gonna risk it this one here. So we come through here. We got some more robots. More than one this time. Try not to get hit just because shield is here. And you can tell it's kind of easy to dodge some of these weapons. Slow moving lasers. I don't know if we attribute that to the rookie stages or just because that's how they are. These are shield drops that'll bring up your shield past the 100 mark. If you're starting a new life or a new level, you'll always start at 100. Secondary bots. Whoa! I didn't even know that there was a secret door here. Those ones are harder to tell. Vulcan ammo, Vulcan missiles, more Vulcan ammo. That's it. So usually you can tell that what secret doors here look like. Holy cow. It's kind of hard to tell those lines when you're not paying attention to them. Here. Now these little golden gates here, and then these flickering little stars here will put your energy up over 100. So be on the lookout for those. Cool, totally forgot. No other ones here, I don't think. I like how blow up those things. And I should have checked those out the last time I played this level. Alright, moving on. I don't think there's anything else out here. I generally tend not to use secondaries on any of the robots just because it's kind of a waste. But I'm also one of those guys that hoarders, or hoards elixirs and all that in those games, thinking, oh, I can use this when I fight a boss. Yeah. Homing missiles are good for, in case there is any kind of enemy that can do serious damage to you around the corner. You just fire that a certain way and, take care of it from a distance. We got concussion missiles. Let me see if I can cycle back. There we go. Concussion missiles. Unfortunately, there's not really anything you can do to carry more, but there's plenty of robots to kill out there, plenty of drops. Alright, so that's one side cleared here. Splits into two. That. There's more. Hello? Hello? here is the Vulcan Cannon. If you already have one, it'll just give you more Vulcan ammo. Switching over to the Vulcan Cannon, it doesn't use any energy, but it does use Vulcan ammo. So if you ever find yourself out of energy, just switch over to the Vulcan. Vulcan's pretty powerful. It does come with a bit of a kick, both to you and the guys that you're aiming at. It also works at pretty good distance. You know, just imagine like an A-10 firing its cannons. Alright, so in here we have the red guide. Jerks. And they're four lasers. I want to get hit. Kind of wasting my energy here, but you know, still rookie rank. Alright, so unbeknownst to you, go ahead and check the map here, and oh my pixelated goodness, this is really hard to read. So, if you can kind of tell, these are rooms that you're in. The objects are spaces you can't go to, and any kind of cutoff that hasn't been explored is, well, hasn't been explored. Greens are doors, golds are energy, X's are places that you cannot have access to, such as that thing right there. So let's go ahead, I made sure that I'm clear here. We'll go on to the next path, despite the fact that we already went and got the red key. I am a bit of a completionist, so I do like to explore everything, just because I know there are things hidden in energy and a whole bunch Darn my fat fingers, I just can't. Who's down here? Okay. All that. So this little grate here actually gives us a peek into the reactor, but it doesn't really give us any wire. It does give us an opportunity to shoot robots. The good thing about this game is the robots don't really respawn unless you come across a respawner, which is a pain in the butt because you can't really get rid of them. But that's why I go and wipe out as many robots as I can, not only for points, but just because they are a nuisance. So, this was the only other secret door that I knew about, only because you can tell the giant line through it. But this time, it will go ahead and open it up. Here. More energy. And then, what's this? Another door. More shield. As you can tell, I'm at 200 on each of those, so I can't really do anything else except for fire my lasers. Does that open? No, that doesn't open. Okay. We are clear here, I believe. Let's check the map. Map shows that I went into a secret room here. Map shows that there is a secret space over there. Pro edits, guys. Sorry about that. I accidentally pressed the start button there. I don't know why. I got this game off of Steam and it just minimized the screen, but I couldn't make it full screen like I have here. So I just went ahead and saved it and restarted everything. So back to where we were. We go ahead and go to the red door we saw in the beginning. Yeah. Oh, by the way, anytime you see these doors, don't worry, start, that's kind of just your insertion point. I know some later levels that will have doors that are like that. Graciously now, sometimes depending on your health, you want to be cautious coming through here. But usually, first thing I'll do is just cowboy in and take a look around, making sure you on all the pieces. Wow! So that's the reactor there, guarded by all of these jerks. I like that there's a lot of, not a lot, but enough space. Oof. Oof. So what's really cool in some of these instances when you're fighting these reactors is hitting that reactor there will do damage to it, but also if you're careful. Okay. Boom, 50 seconds to get from here to there. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Ta-da! Great. One level down. Whole bunch to go. Get that congratulatory music. Shield was good, energy was good, hostages got them. Skill bonus. I don't know how to get a skill bonus. Maybe I just don't have the skill. Full rescue, meaning I got all the hostages. Total bonus plus my score. Trying to get some lives here. Headquarters, Earth orbit is telling me to proceed to the Lunar Sci Lab for standard insertion. Infestation is low, but caution is advised. Monitor coded subspace channel for updates and further intelligence as available. Alright, prepare for descent. Two. Missions, door number 1 is Rome. You know, if you ever see shields just in a place coming in the door, it's best to just kind of leave it as it lies, because there will be some times where, you know, goodness gracious, hopefully you don't die. You can go back and collect those for extra shield going on to the later levels. So through there are many different ways to go, with the exception of that red door. So that is the blue door. If there's a place you can go, I at least like to clear a way to it. So if you look right next to my laser tag, you'll see that you know, there's blue, yellow, and red doors, and sometimes the level we were just at only had a red door. I think they were just, you know, being nice, teaching us how to play. Let's bring that up over here. Sometimes these places are huge, very difficult to navigate, get lost. The best thing to do is just go full speed ahead and hope. I know somewhere out there is a level editor where you can take these levels and kind of just fiddle around with them. Oop! I miss you. Place with the camouflage. Anyway, I found it was pretty cool to add like other robots in there, just so you have kind of a variety of who you were going up against. Wow. I think there's another drone sound. Just giving me a hard time here. Where are you? Or I'm just getting ignored. Maybe this lamp was trying to keep me going somewhere. Hey, look at those. Secret doors. Ooh, laser upgrade. Level 2, purple lasers. Pew. Actually, my favorite level color laser. It's a shame that it's only level 2, and I think there's only like one robot out there that uses it. Let's see it later around 15, 20s. Energy proximity mines. You will never use those. I don't even know how to use them right now, but sometimes I just use them for fun. If some kind of robot has a high intelligence, just tries following me. But the weird thing is you can't really set them. Let me see if I can do this. Proximity block. So you can't go forward and use them, or else you will hurt yourself. Well, maybe not. But that's what they look like. Usually you're just supposed to press the button, it spews it out, and there you go. It can still damage you, so I'm gonna use those. Check the map. Thumb the map. Nope, nothing else here. Take a right on the way out, just to scout ahead. Sometimes enemies fire open the doors. Either that or that's only in this 2. Think. Knock, 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 knock. There we go. Ooh, I like the purple wallpaper. Ooh. Shield. You know in your special place when the wallpaper's cool. Oh, I'm all topped off on my shield. I don't know if that's gonna stay there. This guy. And that guy. More broken now. More secrets here. Shield. Ooh! Oh, and there's a little compartment in the back. Laser upgrade! Blue lasers! Shut up. Looks to be about here. Go ahead and head out of the secret. Nice upgrades and ammo and top us off on energy and shields here. Why is that open? Stay open? No. That's weird. That never usually happened. There's an upgrade. Maybe it stays closed to cause the bug in the future. In the past. Through here, and look at that. We're back here. Dang it. Oh, which way did I go, George? Which way did I go? That's blue. Don't have blue yet. Let's go here. Not even go through here yet. Came out this way though. Let's see. We just came from there. I did come through here. We already went through there. Okay. Where I came from. 2 or no? Oh no. Okay. So this goes down through. Alright. Gotta go down here. And this leads up back to the blue. Yep, okay, here we go. Giant area. And you know, with a big room room, it's kind of okay to just back up into corners away. Alright, I got the key card, got the shield. Shoot you with your bingo. Save these guys. Oh, shield you shouldn't have, but I can't. Alright. Check the map. Doesn't look like anything else up in here, so we're gonna go to the blue room. Blue. And I'll double check. I think there might have been a way I could go. Okay. I think we actually have to go down here. Okay, if I remember right, down here. 5 of these blue guys. Let's just go right here. Yeah. In a group. Okay. Ritualistic red. What? Go down there. Patience. Energy. We don't need the energy, but sometimes there's stuff in the energy that we can pick up. And sometimes there's secrets in here too, but just to check, yeah. Not that I could tell there, but usually it'll show you, hey, there's a little spot where you can go farther against the wall. I love that they have 2 openings on this side just because you can be like, are you confused? Lava hurts. Lava also hurts the robots. So keep that in mind in case your lasers aren't powerful enough or you don't have a good enough weapon. Lava fire is pretty strong. You know, I'd have better accuracy if I could just tell what anything looks like. This red key in yep, red doors here. Don't want those. Okay, so you see here we have the exit. It is behind the red door. What's also weird is we have these. You guys can't really see it. There's a weird thing on my screen blocking it. But it says cannot open this door. It does make a little sizzle noise if you turn your speakers up. Strangely enough, these secret doors don't open until the reactor comes off. Kind of a safety protocol. Sometimes for fun though, if there's a really aggressive enemy, I'll just be like, bam. And then, bam. Start coming out of there. Alright. Great. Yes. Level 4. For the lasers, the highest the laser can go There's only one further upgrade you can get, and that's the quad lasers, which just fires for them. Right now you can see on the reticles for only 5 at a time, and there is some availability for 4. Alright, I think there's one more. 4, so that got 10. Free to roam about the cabin. Oh, right. More homing missiles because I can. That's what I'll do here real quick. Grab this thing, nice. That's how we're close because. But losing this stuff. Yes. So hopefully while we still safe. Out here, it's really shaky and hard to navigate, but they blew up my thingies. I don't think they actually did that. I think they did. Yeah, alright, cool. Let's see if that's my turn. Well, that's 2 levels down. There's still a bunch to go. This might take me a while to put together because I am a working man. Why don't we just go through on to the 3rd level? I'll save it there and pick it up another time. Call it part 1. Hopefully on the other parts we'll be able to expedite it faster. I call it oops because that's the one that I accidentally start menued, so oh, you know what, I'm one of those guys with paranoid. I did save it, right? Cool, save. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here for now. My kids are hungry and they're annoying, and I have to take the responsibility to go and feed them and keep them quiet. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this this game that I played and the footage that I got from it. If not, let me know how nausea inducing it was for you, and maybe I can do something to make you actually throw up. You'll feel better after that. Once nostalgia just settles inside your brain and eats its way through your eyeballs. But yeah, this is one of many videos that I'll be posting as far as Henshin-a Retro is concerned. Be on the lookout for other videos, or maybe I'll play with some friends, or maybe I'll say some facts about the people that put this together, or maybe once I play through all of this, in order to expedite it, I'll put in some cheat codes. So hopefully I get to see you guys and your comments once I get this all started and going, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you very much.